Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues and the House of Representatives, I rise today as a matter of personal and collective privilege. This October, we celebrate the National Cooperative Month with the theme, Cooperatives United in Purpose and Action, Sharing Prosperity to Build a Better World. This coincides with the theme of the 2025 International Year of Cooperatives Build a Better World. This also marks the second time that the United Nations has declared the International Year dedicated to cooperatives, the first time being in 2012. This year's slogan of Cooperatives Building a Better World is not just some mere rhetoric. Ito ay isang muling pagpapatibay ng tunay na layunin ng kooperatiba, ang pagtutulungan, ang lakas ng sama-samang pagkilos at ang panata na maiangat ang bawat kasapi na tungo sa isang mundong mas maganda kung saan walang naiiwan. At ano ang papel ng kooperatiba sa layuning pagandahin at paunlarin ang buhay ng mga mamamayan? We look at the latest data from the Cooperative Development Authority or the CDA showing the tangible impact of cooperatives. Hindi tulad ng mga korporasyon kung saan ay ang kita ay napupunta lamang sa ilang tao. Ang halagang 27.3 billion na net surplus in 2024 alone ay naibabalik sa mahigit 13.6 million na membro ng mga kooperatiba sa buong bansa. Bukod pa dito, nakipag-generate ng kabuhayan ang mga kooperatiba para sa mahigit 335 employees or employment opportunities sa buong bansa. Cooperatives are also able to provide accessible and affordable credit, having released over 365 billion in loans for livelihood activities such as agriculture, trading, and manufacturing, as well as for the provincial loans needed for education, medical needs, and even house construction and repairs, among others. In terms of agriculture, marami na pong nakabili ng mga sarili nilang lupa, pinalawak at pinaunlad ang kanilang mga sakahan o kabuhayan at patuloy na umaasinso sa tulong ng kanilang kooperatiba na nagbibigay ng technical at financial assistance. Sa pamamagitan ng mga pautang na ito, natutulungan nila ang libu-libong membro kabilang na sa mga tinatawag na unbankable sector. Ang mga taong madalas hindi tinatanggap ng mga tradisyonal na bangko. Ngunit, niyakap ng ating mga kooperatiba para ay sila mabigyan ng pagkakataon na kumita at magkaroon ng pangkabuhayan. These cooperatives are able to give quality services and extend loans at affordable interest rates because of the tax-exempt privilege granted to cooperatives under Republic Act number 9520 or the Cooperative Code of the Philippines. But let us this be clear. Cooperatives are the tax-exempt for sake of privilege. Cooperatives are granted tax exemption because it has emphasized even in the case of Dumaguete Cathedral Credit Cooperative versus Commissioner of the Internal Revenue, no less than our Constitution guarantees the protection and promotion of cooperatives as Section 15, Article 12 thereof, mandating the promotion of the viability and growth of cooperatives as instruments for social justice and economic development. At kung titingnan naman natin ang pinaka-estruktura ng kooperatiba, sila ay tax-exempt dahil sa ilalim ng Republic Act number 9520, kinakailangan ibalik ang anumang surplus na nagmula mismo sa mga member owners sa pamamagitan ng dividendo. Bukod dito, sila din ay may mandato na magbigay pabalik sa kanilang mga komunidad sa pamamagitan ng Community Development Fund or CDF. Ayon sa CDA, umabot sa humigit kumulang 3.3 billion ang CDF contribution noong 2024 at kung saan ang pinakamalaking bahagi ay nilaan para sa educational assistance na umabot ng 168 million. Bukod dito, ginagamit ang CDF para sa iba't ibang social services tulad ng pagsusulong ng gender equality, pagpapangalaga sa kalikasan, disaster risk reduction, kalusugan at tulong sa mga kababaihan, kabataan at mga indigenous people. Cooperatives, therefore, are indispensable partners of the government in delivering services to members and communities, especially in the far-flung areas where the government itself is even challenged to reach. Sa maraming lugar na hindi nararating ng ating mga ahensya ng gobyerno, ang kooperatiba ang tanging nagsisilbing tulay ng serbisyo at pati na rin ng pag-asa. The true measure of cooperatives therefore lies not in national figures but as its impact on our GDP, but in their impact on the grassroots level. Therefore, let the cooperatives continue to work without harassment and hindrance at the community level where they are needed most. At this point, Mr. Speaker, allow me to thank the present administration for supporting the cooperative sector and helping us achieve meaningful gains this year. I take this pride in our office effort in actively advocating and working with government agencies to ensure that cooperatives are given preference in government programs and projects. Kapag binibigyan ng prioridad ang mga kooperatiba, hindi lamang tagumpay ang makukuha ng pamahalaan, kundi tunay na accountability at transparency sa paggamit ng pondo. And then, beyond this month's celebration, let us also not to forget the challenges that lie ahead. Kung tunay nating hangad ang patuloy na pag-unlad ng mga kooperatiba, ako ay nananawagan sa ating mga kasamahan sa Kongreso na bigyang prioridad ang agarang pagpasa ng mga panukala na makatutulong sa mga kooperatiba, lalong-lalo na ang revised Cooperative Code. This legislation will build upon years of momentum and secure for future generation a cooperative movement strong enough to uplift the socio-economic condition of the Filipino. That, ladies and gentlemen, this is the cooperative dream. Maraming salamat at maligayang Cooperative Month sa atin lahat.